Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope everybody's having an awesome experience with the Ecom Scaling Secrets Summit. And as you know, we have a very, very special guest that's coming up right now. We have a multiple author. We have one of the top names in the entrepreneur world. We also have someone that really is literally the queen of social media marketing. She has an incredible background. She's had multiple successes in e-commerce, and I'm really excited to have her here on the Ecom Scaling Secret Summit. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Kim Walsh Phillips. Kim Walsh Phillips is going to be joining us, and she's going to dive in. She's got an awesome session planned. She's going to deliver a lot of value over the next 30, 45 minutes, and she'll probably have some time as well to go through some Q&A. So feel free to chime in the comments and let us know if you have any questions throughout this entire session or about the summit at all. Feel free to use this opportunity to get your questions answered. So let me go ahead and let me bring Kim up and let's dive in.
Hey, great to be with you, Josh. What a great day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you gotta be thankful for every day that you're above the ground, right? But yeah, I'm excited. That's why I was so anxious when you jumped on, right before I brought you into the live stream, just because I was excited to connect with you. I was excited to hear your session. And, I know that the people that are attending the summit, they're going to be watching this or listening to this, whether they're catching it live or whether they catch it afterwards, they're going to be blown away.
Aw, thanks. Well, I am super stoked for this. We're going to be talking all about a brand new way to get sales in the door using a brand new audio platform. So should I start sharing screen?
Yeah, let me go ahead and reduce my footprint here because this is all about you and your session. In this way, you can basically, kind of take over here.
Cool. All right, y'all. I'm going to be showing it to you before it's like fully up because let's see. I don't know. It still says lost permission to capture your screen. Doesn't look like I can share it. Play from start. I'm doing it, but you're not seeing it, right?
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to go again to share screen.
Is it letting you share?
Screen 2, share. Nope, it says, hold on, let me just do these quick steps that it's saying. You can just chat with people before it does it. Because it's weird. I've done this a bunch of times before with the live stream, so I'm not sure it's working. But I'll get it fixed right now if you want to chat for a minute.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, let me see if there's anybody here in the Facebook group that have some questions here.
Who are some of the other speakers that you have at the event? What are some of the other topics you guys have going on?
Quite a bit. Yeah, we started this morning with Greg S. Reed with the opening keynote just to kick things off and just motivate everybody to really take advantage of all the incredible content from all the speakers like yourself. Then we had John Lee Dumas. He was talking about a market research process that he uses to really understand an audience and really be able to create compelling messaging that works for the audience that you're targeting. And then after that, we've got Alex Brown, who's talking about just the big picture that a business should have. So this way you have a bigger mission than just making money. You actually have something that's going to make an impact with your e-com brand. Then we had Chris Orzechowski. He talked about how to monetize your email marketing. He's had some incredible success in the email marketing arena with a number of his clients over the last several years, helping them make upwards of 50% of their monthly revenues from email. So that's been the morning so far.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so good. Okay. It looks like I may need to, now that I changed the setting, Mac being Mac, I might need to jump out and come back in because they changed something on here and it required me to do a new recording function. So I will be right back and it should be all good to go.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Awesome.
All right. Cool. Well, guys, Kim's about to jump right back in, and then we're going to dive into this midday session. So our apologies that there's a little bit of a delay here, but I promise you it will be 110% worth it. And like I said, if you have any questions about anything as we're live here, feel free to let me know in the comments. So this way I can address any questions you guys have. Oh, there we go. We got some people. Hey, how's it going, guys? Hello, Hal. And someone else said, hey, but it just doesn't say your name, it just says Facebook user. So I can't say hi back. But it's good to see some people in here. All right. Cool. All right, here's Kim. There we go.
Yay. All right, let's try this again. It's the joy of tech. Y'all know that, right? You all know that. All right, let's see if this works. Share. Up. Looks like we're going to be good now. And I'm going to go with showing, which is great. And we're going to go slideshow. We're going to play from start. Okay, cool. All right. Can you see that, Josh? I can't hear you, though.
Yep, I sure can.
Okay, great. Good. Okay, cool. Good. Well, welcome, everybody. We're going to do a little workshop all about the $250,000 Clubhouse strategy. I generated over $250,000 in less than 2 weeks from the Clubhouse platform. So we're going to be talking about that today. You're going to be able to use this to bring in JV partners if you use them, vendors if you use them, customers that you're trying to bring in the door, lead generation every single day. So all of that is included inside of this strategy. All right, awesome. So this strategy is for you if you are just starting out using digital marketing in the online space. I'm assuming most of you are doing a bunch of it, but this is good for you if you're that. This is for you if you've already tried Clubhouse and it hasn't gone as you wanted so far, or you are crushing it online and you are just looking for some hacks. There's some audio feedback, Josh. I'm not sure if there needs to be muting or something, but there's a little bit of feedback there. Okay, so whether you're A, B, or C, this workshop is for you. You're going to discover how to get right fit clients, partners, customers, all through the Clubhouse platform. In fact, we generated over 300, not 250, because 300 sounded too much, but really we generated over $300,000 from the platform within less than 2 weeks. The beautiful thing about this is you could start by imagining you had this magic wand, right? And that you could serve hard and sell easy. Like you didn't have to be able to be super salesy. You didn't have to push a bunch of sales. You could literally offer incredible value and you can sell without asking for the sale. That's what using the Clubhouse platform is like. But let's start by addressing the cute elephant in the room. You're probably thinking, I don't have a big following. Isn't this platform all about getting a huge following right away? I'm not famous. I don't have a TV show. I've not been on QVC. I don't have a big following. How can I get this to work for me? Here's the beautiful thing about this, okay? Clubhouse is a brand new platform and nobody has been on there for more than a year, right? Some people joined last summer. Some people joined as of the fall. I only joined December 31st. So what, 3 months ago? And we were able to already generate $300,000 in a campaign that took us 2 weeks. The good news is the strategy I'm about to show you came from doing rooms with only 30 to 60 people in them. Okay, so this is small rooms inside this audio platform. You don't need to have a big following. You don't need to be famous. And guess what? It's 100% free. There is no ad spend required. In fact, you can't even buy an ad on this platform right now. So this strategy is completely free. But before I go into all of it, you're probably thinking, who the heck is this lady, right? Who the heck am I? Well, this is representative of what my business career was like. I worked all the time. I felt like I was this hamster on a wheel. I would spend all week trying to get clients in the door. I'd be working on their accounts on the weekends. I would be spending my evenings networking, trying to bring more business in the door. I worked all of the time. And it wasn't great. I mean, sometimes I would get referrals, stuff would sell via word of mouth marketing. But the reality is I needed a way to do things differently. And before I did, before I figured it all out, one time I had to hawk my engagement ring in order to make payroll because that's all I had left. I remember sitting in my car behind the alley of my office. We could park back there. Occasionally I'd get a ticket, but most of the time I could park back there. And when I needed to be on the phone and my staff not to hear me in the small office we had, I'd go sit in my car. And I just remember crying because my payroll was coming up and I wasn't going to have enough money coming in because the client who was supposed to come in wasn't. And I remember thinking to myself, what do I have? How can I make payroll? And what I had left was my ring. So I went to the pawn shop and I handed him my ring as my hand was shaking.
That's quite a sacrifice.
Yeah. And he let me know. He said, how much do you need? And I didn't know back then that you shouldn't tell them. I mean, I never pawned something before and thankfully never pawned something after, but I didn't know that you don't tell them the real answer to the question of how much you need, because I told him and that's what he gave me. And I knew in that moment I needed to do something different. And that was to find a different way to run my company than relying upon word of mouth. And so I went to a friend of mine who I saw is really successful. And I asked him, what's a book you have read that you liked? Because I thought maybe there's a secret. I don't know. And he gave me this book. It was Dan Kennedy's No BS marketing book. And I was hooked. Up to this point, all of my marketing had been about branding. It had been about awareness. I didn't know that I could actually use marketing to go get a client. I didn't know I could do marketing to go bring in a sale. And I was absolutely hooked. The problem was what I had been doing up to that point was social media marketing. And what Dan Kennedy said inside this book over and over again was that social media didn't work. Right? So here I have the winning strategy, but he's saying it won't work. But I'm like, what I'm doing before isn't working. So I'm going to go and try to make this work. And I did. I eventually got to meet Dan and I shared with him the strategies that I use effectively, and he became a client. And then I started getting other clients in the door as well. Robin Robbins, Technology Marketing Toolkit, Mike Michalowicz, the author of the best-selling book Profit First, Dr. Nita Cobain of High Point University, Stephen Asperino from Bravo's Top Chef, Rich Sheffrin, OG of Direct Response Marketing, and yes, Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary himself utilized me not just for his marketing, but for his Shark Tank show investments as well to generate them sales in the door. Went from hawking my engagement ring to having a multi-million-dollar firm representing incredible e-commerce companies with the exact strategies I'm going to share with you today. I eventually got asked by Dan to co-author a book with him. I'm the proud author of the No BS Guide to Direct Response Social Media Marketing. Not only is it a best-selling book, but it's Dan Kennedy's best-selling book of all time. I went from being the girl who hawked her engagement ring in order to make payroll to being named to the Inc. 5000 multiple times. And Kevin O'Leary, and this is where I read you a quote, by the way, that says something fancy from someone fancy that makes you believe me more. So Kevin O'Leary said, not only is Kim the first social media marketer I have ever even heard that even mentions ROI, but that is her main focus. She is also the first marketer I've ever recommended to all of my Shark Tank investments and who I use for my personal business. We had her speak at our recent Mr. Wonderful Summit, and the attendees loved it. She has my full endorsement. So why do I share all this to you? I share all this because I want you to know I get both sides. I get what it was like to have it be really, really hard and not know how this all works. And I get how much fun it can be when it all works together. And the reality is you have value and you deserve to be paid for it. If you've been struggling to make those sales, if you've been working really, really hard and not getting the results that you want, it's time to do something different. And that doesn't just come from me. This comes from this ancient book of wisdom that I read daily that says, now to the one who works, his wages are not counted as gift, but his due. You deserve to be paid for it. And so I want you to make this commitment right now, not to me, but to yourself, that if it's not going to get you results from this point forward, you're not going to do it. Okay? Say it out loud to yourself right now. If it's not going to get me results, I'm not going to do it. Now, I can't see you, but if you're in on this, I want you to raise your hand right now with I'm in. Raise your hand right now. I'm in. That's making a commitment to your subconscious brain that no matter what happens moving forward, you are making a stand that you're not going to waste an hour of your time, an ounce of your talent and energy, or $1 out of your pocket ever again. Instead, it will always be multiplied. Are you in? All right. Let's get cranking. How are we going to do this? How are we going to leverage this new platform, Clubhouse, in order to bring sales in the door? Well, step one is to join Clubhouse. If you're not currently on the platform, all you need to do is post on social media and ask for an invitation to Clubhouse. Now, you do need an iOS device, either a phone or an iPad, but it is worth it, okay? Literally, that is your only investment. There is no ad spend. There is nothing else you need to spend money on. It is worth it to get an iPhone or an iPad to get onto the platform. And on your social media, just say, hey, anyone have an invitation to Clubhouse? All of us that have been on there get lots of invitations so you can get on. So you've got to join the platform. That's step number one. Step number two is you've got to build your Clubhouse, okay? You have to build your Clubhouse, and this is important. There's a couple different things you need to have set up right away if you're going to be on the platform. Number one is that you're going to be hooking up your Instagram. Clubhouse has two different ways that people can contact you directly from Clubhouse. Now, this has worked incredibly well for e-commerce. There is a couple case studies. Number one, there's a woman who I'm coaching who sells resistance bands. She sells resistance bands in the link on her bio on Instagram. People are going to it directly from Clubhouse every time she speaks in a room. You could be speaking in rooms of people, 500, 1,000 people, 30 people, 60 people. They're going to go right and buy your products. There's another person who sells a product that's like a deodorant for other parts of your body. And that, not those parts. I'm talking like your feet, your knees, that kind of thing. Okay. But that is, she also does that. But it can only work if your Instagram is hooked up. There's no way for people to message you on Clubhouse, and no links you put in your bio that we're going to talk about in a second are clickable, except for the link to your Twitter account and the link to your Instagram account. Instagram is a lot more popular. So you're going to want to make sure your Instagram account is totally set up. Now, on Instagram, don't try to sell them all the things from your one bio link. There are way too many people who are using Linktree or any of those crazy pages that you put like 800 different links on them. Bad idea. Bad idea. When people are confused, they don't do anything, okay? So you don't want to give a ton of different links, not at all. You need to have one link that they're going to. It could be your free gift that you do as step one. It could be to your number one product. It could be to a sales video. It needs to have one location from that link. That's where you're going to send them to. That has to be clearly defined. You also want to tell them who you are for and what they're going to get out of it. All of that has to be super, super clear on your Instagram page, okay? If you don't have it as clear, nobody's going to know what to do with it. The beautiful thing is, though, you can have like 100 followers on Instagram. It does not matter. You can still use this strategy. People are 100% forgiving on Clubhouse. They know a lot of people weren't using their Instagram before Clubhouse. So you could have nobody on your Instagram page. You can have a no post right now. It does not matter. You still set up your bio and you put a link to your product or a link to your funnel right on your Instagram bio. Okay. Then you have to pimp your Clubhouse bio. Your Clubhouse bio needs to give street cred to you as an individual right away. Right away. If you have any famous facts about yourself, if there's a certain number of customers you have, if there's a certain number of benefit you've given, if you have any famous people that you've worked with, if you've gotten any kind of big awards, if you've been featured on anything, that's got to go up front. We are vain as a human race. Like, that is the reality of life. We are vain as a human race. And while we aren't proud of this fact, maybe some people are, that's the reality of brains. The reason being that we all make decisions on something called herd mentality, meaning that we want to make sure we're not the first one to go into a situation. Okay. We want to know that somebody has gone in before us, and that makes us feel comfortable with it. Like, don't go in the cave. Don't be the first to go in the cave. Well, when you mention a celebrity that's worked with you, you mention an award you've received, you mention the number of users you have, that lets other people feel like, ooh, I won't be the first person to try this product. That's important because that's going to get people to pay attention to you and for them to want to find out how to work more with you. So you keep your Clubhouse bio simple. You lead off with some street cred. You tell them who it is that you serve, who's your product for, and what does it do for them. Then you can do any kind of authority building you might have. And then if you have any fun facts about you, things that they might connect with you about, I like to do different emojis so that it stands out. And to add like something odd in there because people like to comment on, things that are a little quirky. The other thing that's interesting is all these icons on Clubhouse are searchable. So books, that's a searchable icon. This means hustle, it's a searchable icon. This means business is a searchable icon. So if people are searching for people with those icons, they will find you. So make sure you check the interests, and you can find that when you click on your little wheel, which is your settings. Under there, where you set your interests up, it'll show you what are the icons and what do they stand for. And then you're going to know which ones you want to put in your own profile. So that's really important. And the good news is you can have as many people on your team doing this as you want. So it's great. And you might just even be looking for a distributor, partners, vendors, all that's great. I've hired so many people from this platform too who've proved themselves out and been fantastic. Okay. Next one is step number 3. There are welcome to Clubhouse rooms on Clubhouse. And when you join, look for those because they literally every single day, there are welcome to Clubhouse rooms, and they will explain to you the basic, like step-by-step things of how to use the platform. And the nice thing about those rooms are they know you're new. It's okay if you make mistakes in there. Like nobody's judging. They totally know you're new. And also you'll get followers there because people follow each other in those rooms. And when you first join, you have this little party hat on your icon, letting everyone know like they're new here. Welcome to newbie. And people are super forgiving of you when you're new. So you can take advantage of that little party hat that's on your icon. And you can visit smaller rooms, larger rooms. People are super forgiving. So I would take full advantage of the party hat the first week I had it, because it's the week where you can get really the most like, come on in, welcome to the party. I don't know if any of you go to church, but it's like they used to make, they don't do that in my church because it feels really awkward, but you wear your little welcome symbol and people will know to say hello to you. But it's kind of like the freshmen on campus when they're going on the tour, waving to everybody. Like I know you don't know where to get the tray at the cafeteria because you're new. We show you, this is wear the party hat. Cool. All right, step number 4. Invite your circle to follow you. If you already have a customer base, if you have a network, if you have people you can reach out to, you can get them to follow you on Clubhouse. The way that you do that is once you've created your profile, you have this little share button icon. It's a little piece of paper with an arrow on it, and that gives you a link directly to your Clubhouse profile. So you can post this on LinkedIn, you could put this on Facebook, Instagram, and you can share it on email. And you can tell people, hey, I'm on Clubhouse. Here's my profile. I'd love to connect with you. You don't have to just share what the profile name is. You can give them a direct link, and that will get you more followers. And the nice thing about that is you can follow them back, and you can see what rooms they're in, and that can help you connect with more people. Strategy number 5. Okay, show up. You need to consistently be on the platform. At first, it's going to feel like, but I'm going to conferences all the time and I don't know where to go. At least that's how I feel. I'm socially awkward at big group gatherings. So I feel really uncomfortable at very large conferences. where I don't know anybody. So that's how I feel at them. And that's kind of what Clubhouse feels like in the beginning. You're like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what topics I should follow. I don't know what's happening here. It's okay. It's actually the more often you show up there, the more comfortable you're going to get, and the more the lay of the land you're going to understand. It's kind of like landing a new country. When I first, I spoke at Synergy University in Moscow. When I first landed, like everything made no sense. Like I couldn't understand the sides. I couldn't understand language, but just being there for a week, I understood. I started to understand all the characters. I could talk to people and some in their language, like in a week, right? Same thing with time on Clubhouse. Schedule time to be in the platform and to show up for different rooms and to get involved, and you'll start to understand more of how it works. Okay, step number 6. You want to make sure you have your social selling machine in place. This is where you're going to be able to generate a lead and turn it into a sale on autopilot. Clubhouse is not about selling one-on-one. That is not a scalable model. It is about generating a massive amount of leads and selling people directly into whatever you want in your e-commerce. So if you don't have a social selling machine, we do have a model that I want to suggest that you follow, and it's called Magnet, Opt-in, Monetize, as in M-O-N, because mom, this one right here knows best. And that is, you're going to attract them to you from Clubhouse to that Instagram link with something magnetic, usually a free gift that they really, really want. It could be a coupon, a video, a guide, an ebook. That's got to be your magnet, okay? Then you're going to get them to opt in because they so want that thing. The final M is monetize, because you're going to sell them something on the thank you page. This allows every single time you're on the Clubhouse platform, on any platform really, for it to turn a lead into a sale on autopilot. You need to have this set up, or else you're going to be wasting a lot of money on social. If you don't have that yet, we do have a free workshop that you can join us for at powerfulprofessionals.com/monetize your traffic. It's powerfulprofessionals.com/monetize your traffic. Okay, step number 7. You want to host a room with an outcome-focused headline. An outcome-focused headline. So whatever your e-commerce product focuses on, whatever the outcome benefit it is, you want to attract those right fit people to the door. So let me tell you about me. I sell a course on how to create courses. So I do that automatically online. So I want people who were interested in that topic. So I have to create Clubhouse rooms who would only attract people who are interested in my topic. So I would do one on how to launch a best-selling book, because we were selling a challenge to have that happen. 10X course launch and sales secrets, 10X sales strategies for coaches, the $250,000 Clubhouse strategy for coaches. Sound familiar? Anyway, and I use the emojis because, again, they're searchable. Money being for sales, the flame for being hustle, and the book for author. These are super specific titles meant to attract my exact right fit audience, and they work every single time. They're like a great headline. It's what's so amazing about this is, by the way, like Facebook and Instagram we can't do a lot of really great headlines that we want to do because they don't let us run that kind of copy. Clubhouse is not prohibiting any kind of copy on the title of your room. You're able to use all the great marketing jargon you want and all the great strategies we used to use back in the day, and they work to attract your exact target market. So you're going to create your title and host your room. There's no prep required. There's no landing pages you need to make, the promotions thing you need to do. You just put it out there and it works. Okay, strategy number 8. You will need to have a call to action in your room because, again, it's just audio. It's just audio. They have to do something with it. So what you're going to say is, welcome to the, whatever the name of your room is, I'm your name, and I, something about like what you specialize in. So I'm Bob, and I work with trainers. I'm Bob, or I'm Tim, and I work with people who work out or are trying to get into bodybuilding or who are looking to boost their metabolism. Whatever it is, like you're going to say what it is up front. then you tell them, click on my, and you talk about what your profile icon looks like. So I have a red face on the red like background on Clubhouse. So I say, click on my red face, scroll down to my Instagram bio, and then send me a DM. This is the exact terminology that you use because on Clubhouse, they cannot click on your bio and go and message you at all. They have to click on your Instagram, then they can message you. I have tested this trying to send them right to a URL, like right to a website from a Clubhouse room. It does not work nearly as well as when I say DM me the word and I share the word and they'll go ahead and DM me on Instagram. I don't know why, but my favorite quote is, "In God I trust, everyone else bring data." So the data shows that I've tested this again and again. Do not give a URL when you're in the rooms. Instead, tell them to send you a DM and you'll send them the URL. It's actually great because now you have their contact information on Instagram. You're also in the inbox. They're going to opt into your thing so you could communicate with them in multiple channels. And we all know people will respond to their Instagram messages much faster than they will their email messages. So it gives you a much better channel to be able to follow up with. Okay, step number 8, give massive value inside the rooms. Massive value. Like you're answering questions, you're giving tips, you're giving strategies, you're pulling people in. Like, be awesome. Don't say like, well, my product will tell you. No. You like give really good value, and then you like can give the strategy about how they can use your thing 100%, but make sure that you're giving this massive value so they are like, this person is awesome. What else do they have? And you're like, well, I have this great product you can buy. And they'll find that out from that call to action. Now, you want to make sure, this is really interesting to me, but we have tested this, that you want to make sure that you repeat your call to action every 15 minutes inside those rooms. Set a timer. Time is going to go fast. It's like super engaging. You're talking to really awesome people. Set your timer so you say it every 15 minutes because Clubhouse rooms on average turn over every 11 minutes. We have tracked this. It's about every 11 minutes. So you want to make sure you're doing your call to action at least that often. Then step number 9, you're going to go ahead and message the people who messaged you. Message the people who messaged you. The good news is you can use quick replies on Instagram. So it doesn't need to take you a ton of time to message all these people back with the link to your product. You can use quick replies, and shortly Instagram is releasing the ability for us to do chatbot messages on Instagram. Right now, Facebook's the only one you can do it on, but Instagram is being released right now. My dog is coming into here because she's very excited because the kids have friends over. So she's going to be hanging out with us.
Nice. She was part of the session. How does she use Clubhouse?
Yeah, how do you use Clubhouse, Casey? I bark a lot. That's how I do it. Okay, so they you message the people who message you, use quick replies. Mobile Monkey and ManyChat will be two great options for you to do auto messaging on Instagram shortly, but it's not quite released yet. It's supposed to come out in May, where we can do automated messaging. So the way that it works is people who are interested into your product, even now, they'll message you one word, and then you'll automatically send them a link to your product or into your funnel. And then I do it with quick replies right now. So as soon as I shut my Clubhouse room down, I'll just message them back. I'm using my quick replies, but soon you'll be able to do it automatically. It should be great too. Step number 10, remember to follow up. The cool thing is that you have, if you have a higher end product that you're selling and it's worth it to you to reach out to individual sales, you now have them in your Instagram inbox, not just on email, not just on text, and people respond to Instagram messages. So you can absolutely follow up for the sale to find out, did they check out the product? Did they like the product? Or do they want the product? That you can do all of that in the Instagram messages, and you can follow up with them super easily. You can do links, you can do quick videos, you can do voice memos, and you can also use quick replies again if you want to get back to them quickly. But save the heart when you're doing your messaging, because the fun thing is that you can use that heart to on their messages. Like they wrote to me the message of workshop, and I could add a heart to their message, which brought it to the top of the inbox. So anytime you want to get back in front of, like, have that to the top of the inbox, you can heart any of their messages. So it's really great for that. So it might not be worth it to you for the individual messages, following up with them if you're talking about like a $7 sale or a $25 sale. But if you're talking about like a good partner, distribution partner, someone who can promote you, someone who has a great audience, this is a great strategy to then heart that. So here's some of our results from our recent event. Before we had our event, Launch Academy Live, we had already paid for all of our expenses before the event with event tickets and sponsorship. We sold 400 tickets to our event. We had 330 people check in. We had 200 people on for our offer. We sold $570,000 of coaching, 57 people, 2 people to our top tier mastermind program, 1 person to our VIP program. We generated $631,000 in revenue in 3 days, and $300,000 of it came from Clubhouse because we tracked it. So this strategy works. It doesn't require any advertising. It doesn't require someone to give you permission to be on their stage, give you permission to be part of their program, today's show to call you up to be on air. It doesn't require a huge advertising budget. There has never been a time, I believe, in the history of e-commerce where you could go out and create such a large market and such a big presence, an incredible amount of leads completely for free than there is right now. We have that free workshop coming up that you can join us for. And with that, I can answer any questions, or you can let me know if anything was unclear that I was sharing up to this point, Josh.
No, that was great. I'm just encouraging everybody that you guys all need to take advantage of this awesome workshop that Kim's putting on. So definitely make sure that you go register for this workshop. Can you tell us a little bit about the workshop? Because I think that this is just an opportunity that someone cannot miss, especially if they see how much that they can have an impact on their e-commerce business with Clubhouse.
Yeah. So powerprofessional.com/monetize your traffic. This is all about how to do that MLM strategy. So from any platform, Clubhouse, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, you want to send people through an automated funnel that will drive them into opt-in, be magnetically attracted to you so you don't have to go after the lead, have them come to you like a magnet, opt into your funnel and buy your product. And so this is a free masterclass where we show you exactly how to do that.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, when you came up with this strategy from Clubhouse, and then you use also your Launch Secrets events, what went into preparing that strategy? Can you maybe walk us through your thought process and how you created that? Because I think there's a lot people can learn from how you think, because you always come up with, these strategies that work, with all the things you mentioned that you've had success with, including, what we've talked about mainly today, which is Clubhouse.
Yeah. So this is what's so cool about this is that it's an incredible laboratory of testing. So what I will do first is I will search for a word of something I'm looking to create or sell. So let's say we sell a planner. That's one of my e-commerce products we have. And if I am about to do a launch for my new planner, then I will go into different Clubhouse rooms all about productivity and process, and I'll listen to the questions that people are asking, because you can just listen to your target market ask questions, which is amazing. You used to have to go through all the Amazon reviews or go in different Facebook groups or hire a focus group, but in real time, in just a matter of minutes, you could sit with a notebook and a pen and go in other people's rooms and think about here are the questions people are asking. Then I will take the way that they described that problem that they have or the problem they're trying to solve, and I'll turn that into a headline that I can then test as a title of a Clubhouse room. And the nice part of that is you'll quickly see which titles you have perform the best by how many people you get inside the room. And that'll tell you then this could work well for an ad for us. This could work well for a headline for a landing page. This could work well for our Amazon retargeting ad. You can test it for free using that platform, which helped us to know that. And it also helped me to see what works the best for calls to action. Like, does it work better to telling people to go to my link? Does it work better telling people to type in a URL? Or does it work better to just tell them to go ahead and send me a DM? Interestingly enough, we've also tested with, because using Clubhouse, you have a much higher engagement rate on Instagram because people use your Instagram so much more. I also tested in a comment on a description of a post on Instagram saying see link in bio, which is what most people say when you're trying to send traffic to your Instagram page. Instead, what you want to do is say comment a certain word, and you can tell them to comment whatever word you want, and we'll send you a link to the product. You want them to do that instead. It works better, and you can automate the response, again, using Mobile Monkey or ManyChat, so you don't have to manage it. And you do that because it tells Instagram that this person's interested because they're commenting, and comments are the number one value item on all of Instagram. So it'll share your posts with more people. It's also creating social proof, though, because people are publicly telling you that they're interested in your thing. And with that, what's so amazing about this, Josh, is not only will it make more people want to sign up for it, but now you can turn that post into an ad easily. And you had all of these people already telling you, I want your thing. That is the best kind of advertising to put out there because now it has all that social proof ahead of time. And it works really well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
that's
even
awesome.
even if you just use Clubhouse to get that that social proof on those posts to then turn them into ads, you can do that too. Because you might say, well, it's not really scalable for me to do that on an ongoing basis for my product. Well, but it's a great way to set up a new ad campaign because now you're going to have all that social proof on one ad that you can use to promote to your target market.
Yep. And guys, if you're new to Facebook ads, which is also Instagram ads, they're all on the same platform. Basically, if you have an ad that has a lot of engagement, just like what Kim walked you through with her strategy, it's going to get you better results in the auction when you're competing for ad space on Facebook, on Instagram with other advertisers in your market, your competitors. They're also, testing and deploying ads, but your ad, by following Kim's strategy, has more engagement already before you even submit it to the auction. So Facebook's going to favor it, and therefore they're going to show it more. They're also going to reduce the cost to show it. So you're going to have a lower cost for impression, for clicks, for leads, for customers by following Kim's strategy here and then using it with Facebook and Instagram ads.
Yeah, it's so great that way. And it's interesting because you'll find that it's not as much like engagement on Facebook from this strategy, but you can use those things that you discover on Instagram onto Facebook, and you can still take that post. And even if you wanted to leverage it, you can then leverage those same headlines that will work then on all your other platforms. So it's been great.
That's awesome. And I love how you looped in, doing market research by listening, to people on Clubhouse and taking notes on what keywords that they use. It's such a powerful, practice for an e-commerce business owner to do consistently, whether it's doing it with your email list and sending out, an email to take a survey and then getting them to take a survey, or whether you jump on Clubhouse to listen to, your prospects in your market. I mean, people should be doing that fairly consistently. So this way you get better and better and better messaging because you understand your audience on a deeper level.
Yeah, it's been amazing. And I almost liked it better before. I have over 10,000 followers now on the platform. So a lot of times when I go into a room, I'll get pulled up on stage. But it was easier in the beginning just to listen when no one knew that I was in there. But I've heard people will create a second account just so that they can have their like anonymous one, that they can use to go and do all the listening in the rooms too. But yeah, I remember sitting there the first time thinking, I cannot believe how much I'm getting to hear directly from my target market in my competitors' rooms. Exactly. Like, can you imagine? It's amazing.
What was your schedule like, when it came to fitting Clubhouse into your day-to-day, during the work week?
Yeah, it was incredibly intentional. there was a lot of time dedicated to it. I looked at every single thing inside my schedule and said, what can my team do instead of me? What can I get off of it? What times can I be completely dedicated to it? And then what are other times that I have that I could be doing other things? So because if you're not running the room, you're just engaged in it as a speaker. You don't have to be as actively looking at your phone. So like, I know every day I'm going for a run with my dog. I can listen, I can participate occasionally in that, but then I know I want to run a room each day. So I'd be in there for another hour. So it probably was like, when I was building it up in the beginning, about 3 hours a day, which sounds insane, but it would be an hour that I'd be running a room and 2 hours that I'd passively doing other things that I just have it playing like a podcast. And I might participate a little bit. But again, I was setting the framework up of something I can use forever. That was for about 2 months. And now I maybe am on about half an hour a day at the most. And then if I'm going to run a room once a week, I do that just additional hour.
Got it. Are you the type of person that's good at multitasking, listening to Clubhouse or a podcast while you're sitting there working as well?
Only if I can't not do it when I'm trying to create content or something like that. But if I'm going to be working on like PowerPoint slides or email, I can do it really light. But I'm the same way with all listening things. I'm very distractible, so I can't have other things on. But I will like, this is a girl thing, but I'll literally have it on and I can be running a room and doing my makeup at the same time. So I'll do like non-thinking tasks that I can now monetize, or I'm driving the dog to the groomer. You can have it on. Again, times you might be listening to a podcast or listening to an audiobook. Instead, I'm actually listening to a platform that I'm getting followers and sales on, which is amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. Have you found a better time to go on Clubhouse Live?
Yeah, for my audience, it does better at the like late afternoon. We do well. They also do really well later in evenings, but I'm not a nighttime person, so I don't do as well then. But like this morning, I ran a room at 9 to 10 a.m. and I got it up to maybe 70 people. And I had people who direct messaged me already that want to come into our $10,000 coaching program. Like it's amazing how much opportunity is inside the platform. And even in small rooms. And that was with no promotion, no advance notice. I'm just like, oh, I have a 45-minute window here. Let me jump on. And like, we brought in 3 people who said they wanted to join a $10,000 program. Like, okay, I'm going to spend time doing that because it effectively works constantly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and there's a good lesson to extract from that, because you said your audience when you explain the best time for you to go on Clubhouse. And so for anybody watching, this stream, whether you're catching it live or not, you should definitely think about your audience when you're trying to figure out what's the best schedule for you to go on live on Clubhouse. It's just a very fundamental point that I just wanted to draw from that. And yeah, I totally get it that, you really need to go on live when you feel like you're at your best, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening. If you're not a night person, then you shouldn't go on at night.
Yeah. I mean, and like, that's my whole thing with like, I get asked that all the time with Facebook Live. When should I do my Facebook Live? When's the best time? I'm like, when's the best time for you? Like, that's when you should do it, when you can do it consistently, because you're going to create the market that works well for you in the time where you can be consistent. And I have 2 young kids. They come off the bus at a certain time every day. As of that time, typically this is not a great time for me, but for you, Josh, I'll do anything, as you know. But I'm not doing this stuff anymore at this time. Like if I have to do it, it's because it's a special event like this. But if I'm going to get that kind of things done and they're going to have my full attention, it's going to be at, before. It's going to be between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern when my kids get off the bus. So that's the nice thing too, is you can make it work. It's not visual. So you can be doing something else. You don't have to have your full like attire together or anything because you're not on camera. And it's crazy who you meet. Listen, I got a deal with Justin Guarini from American Idol. I met on there. He's now a coaching client of mine. Last night, I was interviewing the person who followed me yesterday, and then I ended up interviewing her last night on a show. It's Carol Baskin from the whole Tiger King moment. If any of you don't know that, I've been talking directly with multiple leaders of e-commerce. We also have people like Grant Cardone that I've chatted with, Tony Robbins, like they're right on the platform and you're having a conversation. Then we've brought Kevin O'Leary on, that is coaching clients come in. Like you can have access to people who can bring your business partnerships, like partnership opportunities, media opportunities, promotions opportunities. That's unparalleled. I've never ever had access like this fast before.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. Well, it sounds like everybody needs to be active on Clubhouse, including me.
Yes, Josh, including you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell Ollie, hey, I'm not listening to you on this. I'm gonna have to be on Clubhouse, a few times a week. Kim told me how much she made in 2 weeks. I'm gonna be on Clubhouse. Sorry.
That's right.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you so much for having me, Josh. I appreciate you. And this seems like an incredible event. I hope everyone's a great time at it. And I can't wait to watch your other sessions.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kim, for being on. I appreciate it, guys. You need to go check out her free masterclass. I put it in the comments. It'll definitely be in this post as well on Facebook and YouTube. So definitely go check out her free masterclass, The One Strategy we use to generate 2.73 million in revenue with cold traffic. Definitely go check out that masterclass. I'm going to be there.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Josh. Take care.
Yep. Thanks, Kim. All right, guys, that was an incredible session with the legend of social media marketing and just business in general, Kim Walsh Phillips. So this afternoon, we have some incredible sessions lined up. There's an hour right now for lunch. This way I could eat. This way everybody else could eat. This way everybody else could take a break, take a breather, between all the sessions. And then this afternoon, starting at 2 p.m. Pacific, we've got Scott DeGrossier, who is the CEO of Wicked Reports. So it's going to be super impactful when it comes to maximizing your Facebook advertising performance, because he's going to dive into how to make adjustments to your Facebook advertising process with respect to iOS 14, which is causing a lot of grief to a lot of e-commerce businesses and advertisers out there. And then after that, you've got John Hutchison at 3 p.m. You've got Tom Breeze at 4 p.m. You've got Adam Lyons at 5 p.m. And then we wrap up the day with Zach Benson at 6 p.m., who is one of the best in the world at influencer marketing. So it's going to be a powerful afternoon. Thanks again for being a part of the Ecom Scaling Secrets Summit. And if you need anything, if you have any questions, definitely let us know. I'll see you soon.